What's up, everybody? Chris Pratt here. That's 3 followers. All right, 7 followers. Let's keep it coming. 222. That was fast. 2,158. Come on. 7,000. This is crazy. 9,000. Holy smokes. All right, guys. So my guest that I'm bringing today, obviously I've been on this Tomorrow War press junket, so I'm talking all about the Tomorrow War, which is coming out July 2nd on Amazon. So I'm taking a moment out of that time to feature somebody that you may not know, or you might. Either way, it's really exciting. It's a friend of mine who has a special on Hulu. The way it started was John Krasinski, who you know from The Office and director of A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2, which is crushing the box office currently. He turned me on to this show on Hulu called In and of Itself. It's an amazing show. It's so hard to explain what it is. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I implore you to go check it out. And there's a guy named Derek Delgaudio who is essentially the creator of this one-man show that is turned into a special on Hulu that was produced by Stephen Colbert. It's an awesome thing. He's a magician and a performer, and you got to check him out. So here we go. I'm doing this because we're hoping to do a big push for the Emmys for him. I got to meet him. I got to have dinner with him, and I thought, I want this guy. I think he's special, and I want you to know about him because I really like him. So I'm going to add him now. Here we go. I do that by going to add. I go to Derek Delgaudio, sending request. And then I'll get into some questions a little bit later. I'll do another live today. Hey, what's up, Derek? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. I was just telling all the people following that may not know you about your special on Hulu. In and of itself, it is a really special and extraordinary show. I told you when I met you and we got to have dinner together just how much I believe in you, and I think that you're an amazing performer and that I wanted to help in any way that I could. So I hope that this will maybe get a few more people to watch your show.
I think dozens of people will end up watching it because of this.
That's a lot. That's 24 minimum.
Yeah.
So tell people it's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's a theater show that we turned into a film, and it was directed by Frank Oz, and I'm in it and wrote it and had to do it a bunch, and now it's a movie that everyone can watch.
That's fantastic. Now, you had done this as like an off-Broadway play in Los Angeles for a while.
Yeah, in Los Angeles for like 5 months, and then we moved it to New York and did it there for like 2 years.
It is. How do you describe it to someone? It's a really hard thing for me to try to explain to people or try to describe. Have you come up with like a concise way to tell people what it is?
No, not really. because as you know, it's a show about identity and about we're all complex creatures, more than one thing, and I wanted the show to embody that. So the show actually is kind of a victim of its own success in that it's very difficult to describe because that's what the show is kind of about.
Yeah, that's fair to say. It's one of those things that the people I've been telling, they say, what's it about? I say, don't worry about it, just watch it.
Right.
You think that could be a good catchphrase?
Don't worry, just watch is kind of, just don't look into it and just watch has kind of been what we were going for. That's all we've been writing on. We don't really have anything else to tell them.
That's good.
Just watch.
That's great. Yeah, well, so there you go. That's all you need to know. Don't worry, just watch. Is it okay? Is it spoilery to tell them that there's some elements of magic?
Yeah,
okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there's magical elements and illusions and things to kind of illustrate this idea of identity and how there's much more than meets the eye when it comes to us as human beings.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, I'm a bit of a magician myself.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, I've got like 2 card tricks that are pretty good. I did one of them on Graham Norton a while back. I realized it took me 7 or 8 minutes to do the card trick, and I think that has to do with the fact that they give you alcohol when you go on the show, so I was a little buzzed. I did it. You can look it up. I did it when I think I was promoting a film that just missed an Oscar nom called The Passengers. And, was it Mag 7? No, I think it was because Jennifer Lawrence was on it with me when I did the card trick. I've done Mag 7 a couple times. So I played a magician in Magnificent 7, a guy who's into card tricks, and I got to practice some card tricks there. but I had a great teacher named Satchel Sigler, Mr. Sigler, and he was a literature teacher and really fascinating guy who knew duck calls and built boats and had amazing card tricks. And he taught me a handful of card tricks, and then I went on to refine those, and I have like one or two good tricks. But it really depends on my lowering audience's expectations into thinking that I didn't pull the trick off. That's like the big illusion for me.
Sure, right. Set the bar really low so you can just walk over it. I get that.
That's been literally has been my game plan since day one. I always try to lower people's expectations.
Yeah, you can build a career on that.
Yeah, yes, you can. You can. So listen, I'm just really excited for the world to see what you have to offer. Is there anything you would like to say to the people who are still on my Instagram Live about your show, or just in general?
I'm curious as to what about it for you was effective. Like why you were drawn to it in a way. Like what about it made it work for you?
I really loved that. It was a little bit paradigm shifting for me, in terms of we do associate a story with people that we meet. If we put a label on them, we tend to know who we in our minds tend to know who they are. I think we treat people the same way we treat everything else around us, which is we try to gain an understanding of it by putting a label on it. Right. So you can look at someone and say, you know, I know that person's label. I know that everything there is to know about that person. And there's something about your show that says there is more to meets the eye than just the label we can attach to someone, or that we can even often attach to ourselves. I was very moved by that. You have an openness and a vulnerability about you that makes you very watchable, and there's an earnestness in you sharing your very specific story, and I felt for who you are and who you were as a little boy, as you shared who you are and who you were and what your story is, and people can watch the show to understand that. And I just really liked the idea that we're not limited to what fits underneath the label that we are. Like, you know, you can put a label on someone and you think you know who they are. I think a lot of people do that with me, and they think they have an understanding of who I must be and what I must believe and what my limitations must be because of X, Y, or Z, whatever label they put on me. And it's just not the case. And, you know, it can be the case, and it also doesn't have to be the case. So I just really liked it. I thought it was a really cool thing, and I think you're a rising star, and an extraordinary showman and a wonderful storyteller. I want the world to see everything you have to offer, and I can't wait to see what else that is.
Oh man, that means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support, and you actually, you know, you hit the nail on the head there as far as like what you received from it was what we set out to do. And you know, sometimes it's you know, there was a fear, but a concern that things would be lost in translation, both in terms of filming it, but also in terms of the messaging of it, because it's hard to sometimes look past what we think a thing is to actually see it for what it actually is. So I'm glad that you really saw it.
Fantastic. I did. I sure did. And I hope a lot more people, I hope more people do. And I hope you win an Emmy. I think you should.
Well, I hope a lot of people get to see it. I know that it's you know, there's so much to see out there. There's so much great stuff to watch these days. But I really hope that people get a chance to see this, because I feel like it matters, and we're all very proud of it.
Oh, fantastic! That's great, man. Awesome. All right, brother. Well, listen, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go continue to promote The Tomorrow War on Amazon Prime, July 2nd.
Yeah, get that.
And make sure you check out In and of Itself on Hulu, and hopefully we'll have you over for dinner again soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, Derek.